Good morning, third and fourth graders. It is now Monday. Yay for Monday! Hope you guys had a fantastic Easter. Today we are going to be starting week 2 on our assignments, but I wanted to introduce you to my little friend here. He is a pink dolphin. Of course, pink dolphins don't really exist, but isn't he cute? My little squishmallow dolphin. Just think he's adorable. So I wanted to introduce you to him because he's going to be part of our lesson today. We're going to be talking a little bit about oceans because if you take a look at this gorgeous picture of the Earth, you can see that our Earth is covered. It is blue and is covered by oceans, and that's the reason why it's blue when you look at it from outer space. But let me just show you kind of what you should be doing today. Today is day 6, so you're going to click on week 2. So up here, make sure we are no longer on week 1. We are on week 2. Okay, so click on week 2, and then you can scroll down here, and this would be day 6. And your assignment today is actually going to be, your written assignment is going to be on this first article about our dogs and wolves, which is going to be fun to do. It's going to be a fun activity, so make sure you read the email about exactly how I want you to handle that. But we're actually going to be focusing on this article down here, the one about watery wonders of the world. So when you click on it, it's going to pull it up like this. You're going to have an article to read. And then please make sure that even though I have not assigned this, that you do, there are some really fun activities. If you go down to the continue to the learning journey, if you follow down here, it says follow the map at slideshow, and you can take a little quiz on things. There are all kinds of fun activities to do from this continuing the learning journey. I'm assigning you guys this to do. I've given you this. I would like you to do it for fun. You do have a written activity on the other thing that I will have you turn in, but I'm giving you this so that you guys can do these learning quests. These are learning quests. Parents, if you're watching this video with your students, I expect them to do every activity on every article. You only have to do the ones that I assign you to turn in, but I want you to do the other ones as well for fun as a learning activity. We just do not spend enough time right now in school, obviously. This is a great way for your students to learn. So please make sure you're looking at every activity on here. So I'm going to go back here and show you this amazing picture again of the Earth, okay? You can see the clouds, you can see the amazing oceans. Believe it or not, there are some really cool things about oceans that I want to address with you and kind of share with you. I'm going to go to a different little website right here and go up to the top here about oceans and give you some facts about oceans, okay? First thing that I want you guys to know about oceans is that as my fourth graders can tell you, more than 70% of the Earth is covered by oceans. And most of the Earth's water is actually salt water. Very, very little of it is actually fresh water that we can use. And my fourth graders will remember our experiment with our donuts earlier this year, hopefully. And hopefully my third graders will be able to do that donut experiment with me when we get back into school in the fall. So really, honestly, the most of the Earth, the life on Earth is aquatic. And it says right here that the marine species outnumber those on land. 94% of the Earth's living species exist in the oceans. That means that only 6% of the Earth's living creatures, beings, actually live on land, which is crazy because we know so many animals and plants and everything, but most of them actually live in the oceans, which then brings us to another important thing is that we only know about 5% of the oceans. We've only explored so little of our oceans. In fact, we know more about Venus and Mars and the moon than we do about our own oceans here on Earth. One of the reasons is that the oceans, because they're water is very dense, and it makes it very difficult to send things once you get below the water. People can't survive with the pressure of water on them. Even submersibles and submarines and stuff, they can't go super deep, and our oceans are very, very, very deep. In fact, one of the largest mountain chains is actually in the ocean. Okay, and it actually has the tallest mountain on Earth is not on land, it's actually in the water. And we also have some amazing artifacts that can be found in the water. So much of the of shipwrecks of cities that used to be on the coast are now underwater due to melting of ice caps, due to changing climates, due to earthquakes. And so this picture right here is actually a picture of a statue. It's actually the statue of Christ. It's a bronze statue that used to be on land and is now under the water. There are over 1,000 shipwrecks that lie off just the Florida Keys, which is amazing. And we're going to go back to this other one. We've got some cool information here. This little animal, he was just discovered last year off the coast of Australia. He is a red seahorse. We didn't even know he lived there until just last year. And we are just making more and more discoveries in the oceans the more we look at them. Some of the cool things about the ocean is, first of all, oceans make really crazy sounds. We have microphones that have been deployed all throughout the oceans to listen to ocean sounds. We can pick up whale sounds and we can pick up volcanoes and all kinds of stuff. But there are some really mysterious sounds that have been picked up that nobody can identify. We actually call these sounds what are called bloops in the ocean. Some scientists think that they might be icebergs like this cracking under the ocean, and then the sound travels through the water. Others think it might be a weapon that's being developed by some countries. Some people think it might be a mysterious monster that lives in the ocean making those sounds. So these bloops are heard, it's pretty cool, with these microphones are deployed. Did you know there are actually lakes and rivers in the ocean itself? So these lakes and rivers are actually formed when denser water and hydrogen sulfate, they mix together and create almost like a denser, like if you mix water and oil sinks and water rises above it, kind of like that. There are actually rivers and oceans that are made of denser water at the very bottom of our oceans. Also, we have waterfalls that are in our oceans, and these waterfalls are created by differences in temperature and density of water. In fact, this particular waterfall is 11,500 feet long. It is the tallest waterfall in the world, and it's actually underwater, which is just super cool. So studying oceans is amazing. Corals, these are creatures that have build their homes in the ocean and build reefs that protect our beaches. And in the oceans, about 70% of our oxygen that we breathe is created from the oceans. We always think of trees giving us our oxygen, but it is actually in the ocean that gives us the most of our oxygen to breathe. So oceans are super important. They're very important to take care of. One of my favorite shows on TV right now is The Curse of Oak Island. I love that show because they are looking for hidden treasures, but we can find all kinds of hidden treasures in the ocean because man has been traveling in the ocean for thousands of years. Ships have been wrecked, treasures have been lost, and so we continue to look for hidden gold and silver and jewelry that may have been looted and then tried to be carried to a different place, and the ships actually sink. And on The Curse of Oak Island, they're actually looking for possibly a pirate treasure that was buried on the island. I love that show. It's a good one to watch. And then again, we have some historical artifacts. You can find artifacts from the beginning of human history all the way through up until recent times. Ships that sank in World War I, World War II. Ships that sank before that, like I said, like pirate ships and stuff like that you can find. Now remember, if they're in the ocean, sometimes the ocean water can preserve wood. Sometimes ocean water, depending upon how deep it is and how warm it is, will rot the wood away, and the only thing that is left is any metal that happened to be in there. But sometimes wood can be very well preserved if it's the right temperature and the right pressure in the ocean. And so sometimes we can see very, very amazing these ships that look almost like they could be sailed again on the ocean floor. So I just wanted to kind of get in touch with you about these oceans and about what we can learn from them. maybe one of you guys would like to be an oceanographer that maps the oceans, or a marine biologist that looks at life that's in the ocean. I hope that you guys will learn to learn about the ocean and to have fun reading those articles. So remember, when we go back to this, you're going to read all the articles about the dogs, the watery wonders of the world, the right stuff about pencils, which we don't have to be using quite as much anymore, and then the cool drums. And there are some really fun activities. Please make sure you try all the different activities. You do the quest, the learning quest, because remember, we are learning to read to learn. It is not we're getting the words off the page. We want to learn with this. Just remember, that is the whole goal. So from my wonderful Dolphin and I wish you guys a very happy day today. I know it's a little cooler outside, but try and enjoy your time with your family. Make sure you're reading, you're doing your RTS, and know how much I am missing you, and I hope that I get to see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.